Hi, welcome back. This is part 2 where we're going to discuss effective image resolution and color space. We're going to focus on those parts in this segment of the tutorial of toning for newsprint reproduction. Effective image resolution is very important because you want your dots per inch to be 200 dpi in newsprint reproduction. A lot of times you'll set it at 200 dpi in Photoshop and then go into InDesign and blow up the image and it will create a lower resolution, or you'll go into InDesign and you'll shrink your image to scale it to a much smaller amount and it will create an outrageous amount of dpi. Well, that's the definition of effective image resolution, is what the final image resolution is. If you scale something down to 7% from 200 dpi, it will probably create an image of 1070 dpi. That's your effective image resolution. Your effective image resolution is ultimately what we focus on in the world of newsprint reproduction, and you want that to be 200 dpi. So in Photoshop, you want to adjust your image to be the same size that it's going to be inside of your InDesign application. The other thing that we need to focus on in this tutorial will be color space. It's pretty debatable. A lot of photo techs and different types of color editors will say, no, you stay in RGB, it's the biggest spectrum, it gives you the most color, and then the last thing you do is convert to CMYK, and where I think that's just fine, what I do see a lot of people doing is forgetting that last step of converting to CMYK, which is a big no-no, because then you leave your file in RGB and it either goes through an auto conversion, it drops color altogether to black and white, or it just bombs out the rip. We don't want any of that to happen in the print world since we use CMYK. So as soon as we get into this, what we'll do is we'll go to image size, and if I click off of resample image here and go to 200, you could see how the document size changed. If I reset that real quick, it's bigger. So when I go to more DPI, it makes this number smaller. This is how your effective image resolution is impacted. So we'll want to resample that image, because in the InDesign program, as I design my ad, it's only going to be 3 inches wide by 2.25 inches tall, and I got constrained proportions. I want it to all be the same size. I don't want it to be have any type of anamorphic scaling. So at that point, you could also see it impacted the file size. Big difference from 791K, which it now is, to where it originally started at 40 megabytes. Alright, next what we'll do is, like I said, we'll move from the RGB to the CMYK color space. We'll just do it now, get it out of the way, so we can make our newsprint adjustments, and then it will be ready for newsprint reproduction. So now that I move to the CMYK color space, which is image mode CMYK color, we are in a print ready color space. And the last thing we want to do, and it's a very important thing that we want to do, is edit, assign profile, and we are going to assign the Snap 200 profile. This can be found at www.snapquality.com, and in latest versions of CS5, Adobe, and I'm sure this will become a legacy tutorial eventually, moving forward with the Adobe suite applications, they will have the Snap profile in it. So as you could see, I clicked on the Snap profile. You could see the TVI, the total value increase or dot gain, and how muddy it got. So off, on, and that just isn't a good image, so we are going to have to tone it, which that'll take us to part 3 of this tutorial series. So look for part 3 for toning and newsprint adjustment, and that is where we'll pick up. So look for part 3 and we'll go from there. Thank you.